Ah, Paris, France, the land of croissants, baguettes, and cheese. Where you ask if they have almond milk, and they look at you like you killed their grandma. It's no secret France and vegan don't mix, but I'd heard some rumblings that there was a plant-based wave going across Paris. So when I found out I was going to be there for a family wedding, I decided to find out for myself. What's up, y'all? So welcome to a beautiful morning here from Paris. All right, so the goal while we're here in Paris is to find one vegan baguette, one vegan croissant, a vegan cheese, a vegan eclair. They're my favorite thing to get when I would come to Paris before I was vegan, and a traditional French savory dish that's vegan. So like a quiche Lorraine, or I don't know, like a croque monsieur, or something like that. So let's see what we can find. Right now we're headed to a vegan bakery called Land and Monkeys. So it's a pretty famous bakery. Like if you go to Paris, it's basically the first thing that anybody recommends. For good reason, the stuff looks really good. I guess it's 9 a.m. So this wasn't my first time at this bakery, and without a doubt, the variety is insane and it looks amazing. But I've always found the actual flavor to be hit or miss. We ordered some coffee and hot chocolate. Shout out Soy Latte Fun Squad and my mom and cousin for joining me on this challenge. So we got a few different pastries, and now here's the real test of a croissant: how flaky it is. Overall, the croissant was good. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. We were psyched to do the same thing to the pain au chocolat and hit that chocolatey center, and nothing. We were still pretty hungry after, so we went down for seconds. We got this focaccia and a quiche Lorraine. The texture of the quiche was pretty good, but in terms of flavor, it was alright, especially not compared to some of the mind-boggling food we would find later. But with that, we can cross off croissant and traditional savory dish off our list. All right, so since we already knocked off 2 of the items from our list, I'm feeling a little bit overconfident. So the next place that we're gonna go to is actually a sushi restaurant that all y'all recommended to me on Instagram. It keeps coming up as one of the best restaurants here in Paris for vegans. So I'm really excited to check it out. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Yeah, let's hope this doesn't turn out like the Mexico video where I got super overconfident. And yeah, that bit me in the ass. Another vegan place where we're gonna try to find the vegan eclair. They might have them there, but close today, so tomorrow it is. Oh wow, I thought it was gonna be like a milkshake. No, that is a margarita with cream on top. They're creative though. I'll give him that. This is so good. It's like fried seitan. Pretty good. It's cool. This is like an egg one. So we all thought this place was like, okay. And none of us think we would necessarily come back here or recommend it. I definitely wouldn't. And with that, we spent the next few hours of the day exploring, although the weather wasn't really on our side. All right, so it's gotten a bit dark, but we're gonna see if we can find vegan stuff after dark. You can always count on Indian places to have some vegan options. So with that, the first 24 hours came to an end, and that put us with 2 out of 5 items checked off. And so far, yeah, there were vegan options, but to be honest, it still very much felt like a subpar French experience.
So would you recommend this place to people?
Probably not, to be completely honest.
Sí, no está así como para decir, ¿no? Recomendarlos.
Anyways, we still had 26 hours left to find a vegan eclair, a vegan baguette, and a vegan cheese. So this was a pretty weird mirror. So once we arrived at Cloud Cakes, I was gutted to learn that they hadn't had eclairs there for 2 years, and they didn't know of any other places that would have them around the city. So that probably wasn't gonna happen. So we just stuck to the classics, and this time, the pain au chocolat pull went a bit better, and my mom thought it tasted better than the one from the day before.
Shout out to Latte Fun Squad. Damn, these are good.
So I'm always skeptical when I travel to someplace new and people tell me I won't be able to find anything vegan. There's usually always something no matter where you go. But I started noticing on this trip that in Paris, even though there were vegan restaurants, if I walked into a place at random, I struggled to find anything. Besides maybe the occasional attitude. Et oui, je commande en français. Even something as basic as plant milks, which you could find even in the least vegan places nowadays, were nowhere to be found in most coffee shops I walked into.
When your whole family ditches you. I'm just kidding, I actually ditched them.
The good news is that Paris has a lot of ethnic cuisines like Asian and Arab, which are always great for vegan. But for the next meal, I wanted to see if I could find a place with French dishes that wasn't a bakery. That's when I found this place called Aujourd'hui Demain. We could not have picked a better spot. We started with these doner nachos. They had these meaty soy chunks on top with an incredible nacho cheese. But nothing prepared us for the main courses we got. This meal was one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. We got a croque monsieur. The ham and cheese in the middle tasted exactly like ham and cheese. The potatoes were cooked to perfection.
Alright, let's cut into the croque monsieur. Got some ham. Let's see how it is. That is amazing. That's super good. Wow. 10 out of 10 this place.
Then there was this mushroom dish. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't really understand what this was, but it was like a cheesy hummus cream on top. So good.
Oh my god. It's super cheesy. It's got the mushrooms. Wow. Wow. No, everything here is has been amazing. To be honest, I underestimated this one. I thought I would like this one the least. Good dog.
And finally, this plant-based steak from Juicy Marbles. It actually tasted like steak, and we were all blown away by it. Shout out to our waiter Fabio who gave us these recommendations.
Alright, let's give this bad boy a try. Oh fuck. That's crazy, yeah. That's disturbingly close. Wow. Oh, we ain't done.
And finally, we got this dessert that we disappeared in 10 seconds.
Not even kidding. One of the best desserts I've ever had. It's like crunchy, salty, sweet, pretzel-y, creamy. Unbelievable.
We literally had to order another one.
Five seconds later. Alright, y'all, by the way, I'm just gonna let y'all know, it's a Monday, 1 p.m., and this place is packed. It is full to the brim. If you wanna come here, make sure you reserve. We didn't reserve, but we got super lucky. So we almost missed out on an amazing opportunity. So make sure you guys reserve if you wanna come here.
This meal was something else. It was the kind where every single dish was better than the last. You savored every bite. The company was the cherry on top. And it was an amazing meal to end the trip with. Cerramos con broche de oro, as my mom put it.
Afterwards, we did some shopping, and then at night we found this Mexican place. I got this vegan burrito. Let's see how it is.
And we finished the evening with some late night fries and a falafel sandwich. But wait, so you didn't get the baguette or the cheese?
Alright guys, so we found the baguette, and actually the trick is all baguettes are normally vegan, so I promised you guys 50 hours, and yeah, these are the 2 extra hours of the next day. We're using all the time we have for this challenge.
So actually at Aujourd'hui Demain, they had a huge selection of French vegan products and the most impressive spread of vegan cheeses I'd ever seen.
Bear style looks like blue cheese. That's crazy. I'm gonna get this. It's one of my favorite brands, J&Joy. All right, I'm gonna let my cousin choose the last one of these that we're gonna get. Which one looks good?
And one thing I want to say is a lot of these are French brands, like specifically French brands. A lot of like this section you can find in other parts of Europe, just some like more commercial brands, but a lot of these are just from France. Someone working there was kind enough to help us pick out some good ones. All right, so we talked to someone who worked here and he actually recommended that we get these based on like bestsellers. I'm confident he won't let us down. French cheeses acquired. So let's try some of that cheese. We're gonna try some of the real camembert. Wow, look at that. All right, so I'm just gonna cut a little slice. All right, look at this. All right, let's do a smell test. It smells normal. Actually, it doesn't really have that strong of a smell, but let's see it on the bread. All right, okay, cheers. It's very good. Ooh, that's very good. I might have a bit more actually. And so even though I didn't find those eclairs, I went home happy. But what I didn't realize was that one of the best experiences was going to be after we left Paris and tried the rest of the cheeses at home. Oh my God. This was absolutely outstanding cheese on a completely different level. That, plus the meal at Aujourd'hui Demain, gave me the kind of feeling that makes you think, damn, this is how good vegan food can be. So good. It's got that blue cheese mouth feeling. So even though accessibility of plant-based options in Paris is still lagging behind, when it hits, it f***ing hits. Hats off to y'all. That being said, I think Mexico City might still give y'all a run for your money, so check out my 72-hour adventure there.